The backstage area of The Late Show with Stephen Colbert buzzes with the frenetic energy of a high-stakes production. Crew members weave through narrow corridors, their headsets crackling with urgent directives. The air carries the sharp scent of stage lights, fresh coffee, and the faint tang of hairspray, a familiar cocktail for live television. In a sleek green room, Meghan Markle sits on a cream-colored armchair, reviewing notes on her latest philanthropic initiative, a global education fund for young women. At 43, she radiates poise, her tailored emerald blazer and matching skirt accentuating her graceful frame. Her dark hair is swept into a polished bun, and her eyes, sharp with focus, reflect a seasoned media savvy honed through years. In the public eye, tonight, she's here to promote her foundation and discuss her upcoming Netflix documentary, Breaking Barriers. Her publicist, Samantha Reed, a brisk woman in her 50s with a sharp gaze, stands near the door, reviewing a clipboard with the Late Show segment producer, Lisa, in her late 30s, clutches a tablet, her ponytail bouncing as she speaks. Ms. Markle, Stephen's excited to have you, she says, her voice warm but professional. We'll cover your foundation, the documentary, maybe some later stuff about life in Montecito. We've got a fun bit planned to Meghan's mission quiz with the audience. Sound good? Meghan looks up, her smile practiced but genuine. Sounds perfect, Lisa. I'm here to talk about the work we're doing, share some stories, keep it positive. Her voice, smooth with a hint of California warmth, carries a quiet confidence, but there's a vigilance beneath it, shaped by countless interviews and public scrutiny. Samantha nods, her eyes narrowing. We sent over the approved topics. No surprises, right? Ms. Markle's here to promote, not deal with tabloid nonsense. Her tone is firm, a reminder of the trust placed in the show's team. Lisa hesitates, her fingers pausing on the tablet. No surprises, she says quickly. Stephen's got the rundown charity work, documentary, some fun personal anecdotes. Light and engaging. Her smile tightens, a flicker of unease crossing her face. Meghan catches it, her eyes narrowing slightly. Everything okay, Lisa? You seem a bit tense. She's navigated too many high-stakes settings to miss the signs of a producer hedging. All good, Lisa says, adjusting her glasses. Just a busy day. Gotta check the set. Be right back. She hurries off, her sneakers squeaking on the polished floor. Samantha frowns, turning to Meghan. Something's off. They're not telling us everything. Meghan leans back, her expression, .com. Sam, I've faced worse than a nervous producer. It's Stephen Colbert, he's sharp but fair. Let's focus on the message. She adjusts her blazer, ready to command the stage. Scene 2, the stage. 11:35 p.m. The Late Show studio is a vibrant explosion of light and sound. The set glows under warm hues. Colbert's desk at the center, flanked by a backdrop of New York's glittering skyline. The house band, led by Jon Batiste, lays down a funky beat as the audience, a mix of tourists, fans, and media types, claps along, their energy infectious. Cameras glide silently, capturing every angle. The show's in full swing, and Stephen Colbert, in a tailored navy suit, wraps up his monologue, landing jokes about a recent tech glitch and a celebrity feud. His theatrical charm and quick wit keep the crowd laughing, but there's an edge to his delivery tonight. A glint in his eye that the crew notices, but the audience misses. Backstage, Meghan watches on a monitor, her hands clasped. Samantha stands beside her, her phone buzzing with last-minute emails. Monologue's solid, Samantha says. Crowd's warm, you'll shine. Meghan nods, her focus on the screen. Hope so, let's keep it smooth. On stage, Colbert settles behind his desk. All right, folks, we've got an incredible show tonight, he says, his grin wide. Our first guest is a global icon, a philanthropist, and the star of a new Netflix documentary, Breaking Barriers. Please welcome, Meghan Markle. The audience erupts as Meghan strides out, waving with a radiant smile. Her presence fills the room, a blend of grace and gravitas. She shakes Colbert's hand light. Professional Anne settles into the guest chair, adjusting her skirt with practiced ease. The band plays a riff inspired by Suits, earning a laugh from the crowd. Meghan Markle, everybody, Colbert says, clapping. You look amazing. How's life treating you these days? Meghan chuckles, leaning back. Pretty well, Stephen. Thanks for having me. Excited to talk about the foundation and our new documentary. Love that, Colbert says, holding up a poster for Breaking Barriers. This documentary looks powerful. Education, empowerment, real change. Tell us about it. Meghan warms to the topic, her hands animated. It's a passion project. Stephen, Breaking Barriers follows young women around the world breaking through systemic obstacles to get an education. We're showcasing their resilience, their communities, and how our foundation supports them. It's about hope and action. Colbert nods, but his eyes flick to his note cards, and his smile shifts, taking on a sly edge. That's inspiring, Meghan, but I'm curious about something else. You've built a platform on authenticity and truth-telling, yet there's a disconnect between some of your public statements and documented facts. How do you reconcile that? The audience quiets. Sensing the shift, Meghan's smile falters for a fraction of a second, then steadies. That's a loaded question, Stephen, she says, her voice pleasant but with a steel edge. I've always spoken my truth, and I think anyone questioning that might want to examine their own motivations. The tension thickens. The audience, murmuring Samantha backstage, grips her phone, glaring at Lisa, who avoids her gaze. Colbert leans forward, his tone conversational but pointed. That's what I'm getting at. My truth suggests multiple versions of events. When you've made claims about your experiences, and documentation contradicts them, how do you explain the discrepancy? Meghan's posture stiffens, her composure tested. I find it concerning you'd come at me like this. Stephen, this feels like an ambush, not an interview. I was told we'd discuss my work, not relitigate past events. The studio falls silent, the camera is zooming in. Colbert maintains his demeanor, but his eyes sharpen. I appreciate you might feel blindsided, Meghan, but our audience deserves answers. You've built a platform on your narrative. When elements come into question, it's fair game. That's journalism. Journalism. Meghan's voice carries incredulity. This feels like a hit job. I came here in good faith to discuss work that's making a difference, and you're dragging me through a public trial. The audience shifts uncomfortably, some exchanging glances. Colbert's voice stays calm but firm. It's not a trial. It's accountability. Public figures' claims should face scrutiny. That's not personal, it's responsibility. Responsibility. Meghan's composure cracks, her voice rising. You're hiding behind journalism to justify a character assassination. I've been gracious accepting your invitation, and this is how you repay that. The tension is palpable, the crew frozen. Colbert seizes the moment, his tone pointed. You chose public life books, interviews, podcasts, speaking engagements. You can't court attention and claim immunity from scrutiny. That's not how it works for anyone. How dare you, Meghan says, her voice shaking with anger. You have no idea what I've endured, what my family's paid for living with dignity. This attack is unprofessional, cruel, and personal. Colbert's response is measured. Nothing I've said is personal. I've asked about public statements and evidence. If that's an attack, perhaps the issue isn't the questions, but the answers. The exchange escalates, neither backing down. Meghan's hands clasped tightly in her lap, her eyes flashing. You wouldn't subject other guests to this hostile interrogation. This feels targeted, discriminatory. I wonder what factors are influencing your approach. The implication lands like a live wire. Colbert's expression hardens, his professional mask slipping. Stop right there, he says, his voice firm. I've interviewed people from every background. My questions are based on documented facts and credible concerns. If you want to discuss substance, I'm here. But I won't be accused of bias. When I'm doing my job, the audience holds its breath, the confrontation electric. Meghan stands abruptly, her movement startling the camera operators. I'm done, she announces, her voice clear despite removing her microphone. This was a setup to embarrass me. I won't be part of this character assassination disguised as journalism. The studio falls into stunned silence. Colbert tries to manage the crisis. Meghan, I understand you're upset. If we take a breath, we can continue constructively. There's no constructive way to continue. Meghan interrupts, moving toward the exit. This was a trap from the start. I should have trusted my instincts at rehearsal. Her movement triggers chaos backstage. The stage manager speaks urgently into his headset, coordinating with the control room. Camera operators receive conflicting instructions, some following Meghan, others focusing on Colbert's stunned face. Colbert makes a final attempt. If you have concerns about the questions, we can address them. Walking away doesn't solve anything. Meghan pauses at the stage's edge, turning back, her expression a mix of anger and hurt. The only issue is your belief you can put me through this public humiliation? I came to discuss work that matters, and you chose to attack my integrity. That's not journalism, it's cruelty. She exits, leaving Colbert alone. The audience agitated, the cameras rolling, capturing a moment that will define